Everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. If you love America, if you love guns, if you love our Second Amendment and believe that it should not be infringed on, hit that subscribe button, the bell, join the family. So the country directly to our north, Canada, is making some big moves, and it's a problem for us because unfortunately Sleepy Joe and Trudeau and just both of our federal governments are really intertwined. I mean, they might as well be sharing a bed at this point, and I doubt they care about the genders involved there with all the wokeness going on nowadays. And one of the reasons why it's important for us to understand what's going on up there is because Sleepy Joe is not a leader. He's a follower. Look at all of the decisions that he's making. He got some of them from Obama. He's getting some of them from China in terms of the communist route. And yes, he is getting some of them from Canada. If he could implement some of the stuff that Canada has done as far as gun laws go, he would. Remember this from Trudeau?
We're introducing legislation to implement a national freeze on handgun ownership. What this means is that it will no longer be possible to buy, sell, transfer, or import handguns anywhere in Canada. In other words, we're capping the market for handguns. We're also fighting gun smuggling and trafficking by increasing maximum criminal penalties and providing more tools for law enforcement to investigate firearm crimes.
Oh, wow. And yet your crime has not gone down. So what does that tell you? I think that's one of the crazy things with gun control, right? I mean, for the US, if we look at major cities like Chicago, y'all know that I love using Chicago because it's a total shithole as far as the crime goes. And it's also a shithole in terms of the amount of gun control there is there. But if you look at the two, right, and you say, okay, well, crime's going up. So in turn, we need to take away guns, more guns, and just do more gun control. The problem is that all of the people doing the crime up here, I don't even know what I'm doing with my hands right now, but we're just gonna roll with it. All the people doing the crime over here, they already didn't care about your gun control. They already didn't care. So the more that you pump it up, the law-abiding citizens who just want to be able to defend their families get screwed. But the criminals, nothing changes for them. I mean, at the rate that we're going, everyone in this country is going to be a criminal because there is going to be a lot of people who will refuse to do these mandatory gun buyback programs, which is essentially gun confiscation. No, it's not essentially, it is gun confiscation. Here's why. We pay taxes. So they're using our money, right? The money that we paid to our government to do a job, to run our country. They're taking that and they're paying us back with it in order to confiscate our guns. They're not saying, oh man, wow. Well, we gave you these guns for free, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pay you for them back. No, we bought them with our hard-earned money. People in Canada did too. And now you're going to say, well, we're going to give you some American tax money for them. And it's going on in the US right now. Let's start with Canada though. Listen to this dork.
Shortly after that news conference, that organization said that they remain skeptical as to the viability of this industry buyback. How do you respond to that?
Well, I was pleased to announce that we have a partnership with the CSAAA to achieve a significant milestone in the purchasing back of approximately 11,000 assault-style firearms in conjunction with vendors and small businesses right across the country.
Only 11,000? That's all that you're trying to get back? That's like 11 houses in Texas that you'd have to go to collect that many. But okay, continue.
Point out that the Mass Casualty Commission has called on the government to continue to take additional steps so that we can be sure that these guns, which again were designed to exert the greatest amount of lethal force in the shortest period of time. Why is this important? Because these are guns which were designed for a battlefield and have absolutely no place in our communities. This is the back-end brace of our decision to implement a national ban on assault-style firearms, which has now been in place for 3 years.
The AR-15 is used by no military anywhere in the world. So when you say, well, these were designed to be on the battlefield, clearly they weren't good enough to be on the battlefield. And there is a reason why an AR-15 wouldn't make sense to issue an army or a military. But everyone who's saying, well, oh, it's meant for battle. Why doesn't any military use them? Why do most militaries issue automatic weapons?
So by working with the CSAAA, we have strong lines of communication with them. We also then have good relations with small business owners who have these approximately 11,000 assault-style firearms in their inventory. And then from there, we'll go from to compensating, to surrendering, making sure there's appropriate invoicing, and then ultimately deactivation or destruction.
Okay.
Pretty crazy stuff. And once again, let's just be really realistic about what this is. It is not a gun buyback. People pay taxes in Canada as well. All they're doing is they're taking tax money and paying people off to confiscate their firearms. That's all they're doing. And guess what? They're doing it in New York right now. Check this out.
This is Attorney General Letitia James. As we know too well, gun violence impacts communities across our state. It has caused so many avoidable tragedies and robbed us of so many innocent New Yorkers, particularly children. And we must do all we can to stop this devastation. And that is why this Saturday, April 29th, my office and our partners in local law enforcement will be holding the largest ever single-day gun buyback in New York history. Every gun that we get out of homes and off the streets is a potential tragedy averted.
Oh man, 25 to 500 bucks? No way, man, that's such a good deal. This program is literally a slap in the face to people for many reasons, but especially for the money. Sir, what'd you pay for your AR-15? $1,200, sir. Okay, great. What we can do is we can give you $500. That's how motivated we are to get assault weapons off the street. Cool, so let's dive into the details as far as how this gun buyback program works. An assault rifle or a ghost gun, $500. Oh, wow. Once again, taking a loss on that. Handgun, $500 for the first, then $150 each, right? 100%, because that's how gun stores work, right? When you go into the gun store and you say, you know what, I want 4 pistols today. They don't say, well, okay, well, you pay the full price for the first one and then you get the next 3 for $150. That would be the coolest deal in the world. But apparently the Attorney General, Letitia James, doesn't understand how this works. I don't know if I said her name right. Letitia? I think that's right, yeah. Next up, we've got a rifle or a shotgun. $75. Non-working replica, antique, homemade, or 3D printed gun, 25 bucks. Aren't those one of the things that you're trying to get off the streets the most and you're paying 25 bucks for it? And then you put on here, no ID needed, no questions asked. I don't know about that. I seriously doubt that. I imagine y'all have it set up somewhere where you have cameras all over the place. You can clearly see the face of whoever's turning it in. Now, obviously, this is not mandatory yet in the United States, but if they win in 2024, and I'm talking about Biden and all these other people who just want to ruin America, this will be a reality, and it will be mandatory. And it's not a gun buyback. Once again, it is paid confiscation. This is the reality of America right now. We have so many major issues in this country, but their main focus is disarming America. Because once we're disarmed, they can do whatever they want. They can have a pure dictatorship. They can say, you do this, and we have to follow, or we'll probably be killed at that point. Because that's how dictators usually work. Strange times.